The poem On Killing a Tree, which is written by Gieve Patel. So you might know about the poet Gieve Patel, right? So today in this lesson, I would like to talk about the poet Gieve Patel. So he was a prominent Indian writer in English, and he was born in Mumbai in 1914 on 18th August. So this is the image of Gieve Patel, and he is an Indian poet, playwright, painter, as well as a practicing physician. That is why we can call him as a man of different shades. Why? Because as an Indian poet, playwright, painter, as well as a practicing physician. So, one of his interview, he said that he was actually come from a medical family. That his grandfather was a village doctor, and his maternal grandfather to a physician. And he says at the age of 7, he used to accompany his grandfather at the middle of night to visit patients in Gujarat. And that romantic memory leads him to become a doctor. Or the fascination of that memories leads him to become a doctor, he says in one of his interview. And he was educated at Xavier's High School and Grand Medical College, Mumbai. And one of the prominent thing about him is that he belongs to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to the Green Movement. Green Movement, which is actually involved in an effort to protect the environment. So he belongs to that Green Movement. Okay. So most of his poems speak of deep concern for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. So, most of his works we can see his concern for nature and his concern for Mother Earth. And he wrote his poetry or his wrote poetry in his school days. He started to write poetry in his school days, whereas he started painting in at the age of he started his painting at the age of 17 or 18, without any training. And most often human body was actually reflected in his works, both in poems and paintings. And his poems and paintings that directly describes about the experiences of a young doctor, that whatever he sees and whatever he perceived, everything is reflected in his paintings and everything is reflected in poems. And he says that whatever things that he capture in his mind, that will stay there, and after 5 or 7 years he reflected that things through poems or through paintings. And he says, if anything stays in your mind, that is very important, right? That thing is very important. And he feels that needs that worth painting or that worth reflecting on some art. Okay? So, some of his works are poems, which was published in 1966. The next one is How Do You Withstand? Then Body, which is written in 1976. And Mirrored Mirroring, that is in 1991. And he has also written 3 plays, that is Princess, Savaska, Mr. Brown. These were the 3 plays that he wrote. And On Killing a Tree, that was actually included in the collection of poem, which is called Poems. On Killing a Tree, that is included in the collection Poems, Actually, that was launched by the famous poet Nazim Ezekiel. So Nazim Ezekiel was actually the person who launched the work, the collection of work called Poems. Okay, so this poem, we can see the step by step process of annihilating the tree that is minutely portrayed in the poem. The tree has grown slowly, consuming the earth. It has become strong, absorbing air, water, and sunshine. We know that each and every day, this trees and plants that they absorb water from earth and they absorb uh, sunlight, everything, and slowly they started to grow, consuming the earth. But it has become strong. That tree or that plant becomes strong, absorbing air, water, sunshine, everything. But it has rooted itself deep into the soil. Even though it was rooted deep into the soil, most of the time man uh, cut it without any guilt. Hence, mere act of hacking and chopping can't destroy the tree. This is what the poet says. Mere acts of hacking and chopping can't destroy the tree, because it has taken too much from the earth and grown slowly by consuming these things year by or day by day. It has taken many years to become like that. So it is not an easy task to cut down trees. And it has remarkable power of resilience. Resilience means to come back or recover. So trees have always a remarkable power of resilience. So man decided to pull out the root itself and cut the trees into convenient pieces. But even though they did so, it is not that much easy to cut it down. And the poet in this poem, he says about the tortures of human being, and that continues by scorching and choking in the sun and air, and by browning and hardening it through various chemical process. So man is not aware, or he is not aware of the benefits of trees in life. Why they always cut these trees? Because they are greedy. So this greedy man always considered about himself. He is selfish. He doesn't consider, or he is no thankful to Mother Nature. Okay, so we know that this poem describes a step by step description how to cut a tree, and but even though the poem provides step by step instructions for destroying the tree, actually this implies a message that is against killing trees. Even though it describes the step by step process, but actually it is against killing trees. And the poem underlines, we know this poem underlines the resilience of nature. Nature has a special power to recover from any damage. Okay, so in spite of the human tortures, in spite of human violence against it, that has a power to resilient. Okay, and here in the poem, Gieve Patel employs irony and sarcasm, and he conveys his anger against environmental destructions. Okay, but apart from this theme, or apart from the theme of cutting down the trees, the poem is open for multiple interpretation. Like, it seems to speaks of persistence. If we want to eradicate a problem, that if we have a problem, we have to do what? We have to find out the source, and we need to eradicate or remove the problem by finding the source of that problem. So the source of the problem, that is actually needed to be removed for its total eradication. So in a broader sense, we can see this as an image, and mainly he was actually talking about deforestation. He was talking about the cruelties of man against nature. Okay, so this is all about the poem in general and about the poet. So we can discuss the line by line explanation of the poem in next class. Till then, bye.